It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. One who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. Politics have no relation to morals. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Men should be either treated generously or destroyed, because they take revenge for slight injuries, for heavy ones they cannot. There is no avoiding war. It can only be postponed to the advantage of others. The more sand has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. The new ruler must determine all the injuries that he will need to inflict. He must inflict them once and for all. Nature that framed us of four elements, warring within our breasts for regiment, doth teach us all to have aspiring minds. Since it is difficult to join them together, it is safer to be feared than to be loved when one of the two must be lacking. The distinction between children and adults, while probably useful for some purposes, is at bottom a specious one, I feel. There are only individual egos, crazy for love. For among other evils caused by being disarmed, it renders you contemptible, which is one of those disgraceful things which a prince must guard against. Men are so simple and yield so readily to the desires of the moment that he who will trick will always find another who will suffer to be tricked. Men shrink less from offending one who inspires love than one who inspires fear. Benefits should be conferred gradually, and in that way they will taste better. To understand the nature of the people, one must be a prince, and to understand the nature of the prince, one must be of the people. Hence it comes about that all armed prophets have been victorious, and all unarmed prophets have been destroyed. The fact is that a man who wants to act virtuously in every way necessarily comes to grief among so many who are not virtuous. War is just when it is necessary. Arms are permissible when there is no hope except in arms. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. We cannot attribute to fortune or virtue that which is achieved without either. Tardiness often robs us opportunity and the dispatch of our forces. A wise ruler ought never to keep faith, when by doing so, it would be against his interests. Of mankind we may say in general they are fickle, hypocritical, and greedy of gain. God is not willing to do everything, and thus take away our free will and that share of glory which belongs to us. princes and governments are far more dangerous than other elements within society. Whoever conquers a free town and does not demolish it commits a great error and may expect to be ruined himself. Benefits should be conferred gradually, and in that way, they will taste better. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. It is much more secure to be feared than to be loved. A son can bear with equanimity the loss of his father, but the loss of his inheritance may drive him to despair. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. A prince who is not wise himself will never take good advice. The people do not wish to be ruled, nor oppressed by the nobles, and the nobles wish to rule and oppress the people. There is no other way of guarding oneself from flatterers, except letting men understand that to tell you the truth does not offend you. Friendships that are obtained by payments, and not by greatness or nobility of mind, may indeed be earned, but they are not secured. Prudence consists in knowing how to distinguish the character of troubles and for choice to take the lesser evil.